All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give our praises, our honor, and our glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who taught us his truth and well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akim and Nakwa listening and learning. This goes out to the true Hebrew Israelites to the Bible, the so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, and so-called African Americans scattered to the four corners of the world. Branch of Grand Millstone Chicago Camp. I'm the brother Yaya.
It's your brother Asher.
Back here with another quick lesson. And through the spirit, we was meditating in our usual sit downs. And through the spirit, we just wanted to go into that the Lord doesn't require much for us, man, but to constantly pray, to do what is required of us, man, to do what the Lord has showed us, to do what the apostles and elders have showed and decreed unto us on down, to do what they said, to follow in their footsteps, to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our capabilities, to hold on to the faith, to hold on to righteousness, and to hold on everything that we are meant to fight the good fight of faith, man. These are all the things that the Lord has commanded us to do, and the other things that He commanded us to do. But we just wanted to go into that this is the work of the Lord, and then this is what you got to do. You get that, Micah?
Yo, we started Deuteronomy.
Okay.
This is Deuteronomy. I'm in Slocky, Micah. You call for Micah. What's Micah? 6, Slocky. It's Micah 6 and 8. It says, He have showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth Yahweh require of thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. And that's the duty of man, the duty of the Israelite man is created to our power, to our Savior. To walk humbly with him, not to get too puffed up with knowledge and think you more than you are. To show mercy to your brothers, you know what I mean? Your brother have something against you, forgive him 1,000,000 times, man. That's what the Lord requires us, to be righteous and to be holy, because He's righteous and holy. We separate from the world. I said the holy is separate and righteous because the world is wicked. The whole world lies in gross darkness. So the Lord has given us a duty, man, to do this work, man, to shine His light in a dark, perverted world, and to do it the way He sees fit. We just follow the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai, who set up the elders and apostles above us, who doing the same doing the same work, man. And it's beautiful to be a part of this duty. You could be doing the duty of some other wicked stuff, following out this world, man, being perverted and crazy. Right. Let's get this. Let's get this. Proverbs 21 and 3. It's Proverbs 21 and 3. It says, to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. So you got these wicked people out here doing all this crazy stuff, thinking that they doing what the Lord told them. He's like, no, man. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Do righteous judgment, a lot of these people are perverting justice. They taking a bag. They doing all types of crazy stuff. They don't have any fear or love of the Lord, and they shirking their duties, man. They thinking that, following the ways of Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man in America is the way to go, as opposed to following Yahweh Shema Shai, who's tried and true and trusted. And they go perish, and, for the scripture say that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And that's what it is, man. They don't understand. And because they don't understand, they're going to continue to get caught in the trick bag. But our job is to continue to fulfill the duty and obligation that Yahweh Shema Shai set before us. And that's honoring His name and following His law, statutes, commandments, like the brother said earlier, to the best of our ability. You're returning back to seeking out the ancient paths. This is Amos 5. Jump down. At 14, it says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. That's our duty, man. Not to fall into the prey, into the temptations of the philosophy of this wicked kingdom. It says, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. And maybe the Yahweh, the power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. And that's what we doing, man. We on the highways and byways, the hedges and gaps, out here, administering justice, chanting down this wicked kingdom, as is our duty, because we got a duty to bring, to denounce this wicked kingdom that we currently living in. That's a part of this work as well. Not only are we out here to establish righteousness, we also to shun wickedness and declare the judgment for wickedness. That's a part of our duty, man. So you can pretend to play all you want to, but the Lord is monitoring everything you do. Our job is to get the work done. That's the duty of man, to fear the Lord and obey his commandments and and do what he told us to do. Not shirking your responsibilities, not wavering to the left or to the right. Staying focused. Another quick precept. This is Psalms 82, 3 and 4. It says, defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. And how are we doing that? By out here pronouncing destruction of this kingdom. Asking how about Shema Shah to hasten the day we can get out of here. That's the only way we can deliver the afflicted and needy. By asking how about Shema Shah to hurry up and intervene and get us out of this hellhole. Because truly, this is not living, man. The earth is being defiled under the habits thereof, and everybody's falling victim to this wickedness, except for the elect of Israel. Said if it were possible, he would fool the elect of Israel. The Wadi Haba Shemal Shah, he's got his hedge of protection around us to get us through this mess, man. And we've got to maintain our integrity and do what we're chosen to do. And that's what this is all about, man. The duty of man. The duty of the, hopeful, righteous, elect man of Israel.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and 13. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, Khan, that's plain to the point, man. Fear the Lord, do his commandments, do everything that's required of you, everything that you're supposed to do. We doing our, we unprofitable servants. We doing what we ought to be doing, man. So, just keep pushing this truth. Keep feeding the poor, clothing the homeless with his truth by pushing his word, and just keep fighting, man, because that's all we can do, man.
Yeah. Present your body as a living sacrifice. Yeah, that's a part of our duty. You know what I mean? Keeping these commandments. Going on the highways and byways. You know what I mean? I think it's Romans 12 and 1. Yeah, present that self as a living sacrifice.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. So God,
yeah, that's a part of it as well. You know what I mean? You got to do this work. You know what I mean? You can't sit on the sidelines. You got to, either you doing the work or the work is doing you. There's no other way around it, man. You know what I mean? You got to get out here to the best of your ability, help out the men of the Lord. If you're not one of the men of the Lord, you know what I mean? Or Esau's the system is going to work you over, man. You're sitting on the sideline looking at the world go by, you're going to be a part of the punishment and the judgment, man. Because when the Lord called, you didn't answer. You didn't want to do nothing. You're sitting around playing PS5 and Call of Duty all day. That's not what the Lord requires you. Just to play it all day and not be a part of the ministry or helping out the ministry. There's and I'm not saying you don't play the game. I'm just talking about people who have made that their responsibility. They made that their duty. That's all they're concerned about. It's having fun, entertaining, and BS as opposed to the work of the Lord. And the Lord come first.
It says put the kingdom first and all these things.
Yeah, right. People have, man, They just, like they just continue to walk around this filthy, wicked world like they just oblivious to what's happening. I get another precept. This 1 John 3 and 18. Get to the point. I start at 16. It says, I'm going to start at 17. But whoso, I start at 16. It says, hereby perceive we the love of the Most High, because he laid down his life for us. We ought to lay down our lives for the brethren, right? You know what I mean? Stand up for your brothers, man. Those in the faith that's doing this work, man. That's a part of this duty. It says, but whoso have this world's goods to see his brother have need and shut up of his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in you? So you see your brother needy, man, and you out here hoarding all the goods and not helping out. That's not how that's not the characteristics of being with Yahweh Shema Shah. Talking about you love the Lord. Scriptures gave you 2 commandments: love the Lord all thy heart, mind, and soul, and love that brother as thyself, that neighbor as thyself. So if you got stuff and the brother have need, you don't give it to him. You're a wicked, shameful person, man. And the Lord has no place with you. It says, my little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So, you got to be about this work. You got to be not hearers of the word, but doers also. That's a part of your responsibility, to go out here on the highways and byways and do what the Lord has commanded you to do. You're doing your lessons. You're on the highways and byways. You're helping out men in the Lord. Whatever lot the Lord has put you into, do your work, man. You know what I mean? That's the duty of the Lord is required of you. So, what else can you do, man, except what he asks you to do? It's plain and simple. Get another quick precept. This is 1 Peter 3. Let's see what this says. I'm just get to the point. 1 Peter 3 and 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one to another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous, man. Not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but Salakia. Not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but contrawise blessings, knowing that ye are. I got this all screwed up. Salakia, y'all. Says, 1 Peter 3 and 9 says, not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing, but contrawise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. So the Lord is telling us not to fuss and fight one another and inherit the blessing, man. That's a part of the duty. You gonna have your little, misunderstands with one another, but that doesn't negate the fact that you don't be pitiful and courteous to one another. Loving one another in true sincerity while you're doing this work. That's a part of the duty, man. That's what goes to that commandment: love thy neighbors thyself. But nevertheless, this is all the duties that the Lord required us. Fear Him, keep His commandments, and those are the main commandments: love thy neighbor with all thy heart, mind, and soul. Love the Lord with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Those are the first 2 commandments. So that's a part of this duty. So you can't have one without the other. That goes hand in hand. But nevertheless, do the work, man. Don't be hearers of the word only. Be doers, man. Do your duty. That hope this edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone, toss the truth, the rule well. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Babal.